Dr. Corrao, good morning and welcome to Thahameso this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for the invitation.
No, you're welcome. Dr. Corrao, last month, a High Representative of the Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and also Vice President of the European Commission, Joseph Borrell, appointed you as the Chief Observer of the 2022 European Union Elections Observer Mission to Lesotho. Above all,
well, first of all, I shall explain that I'm a member of the European Parliament, which is the elective body of the European Union. So I represent with more than 700 colleagues, European citizens. And inside the European Parliament, we have groups, committees working on human rights, democracy, international matters. So there is always a proposal from the European Parliament to the Vice President Borrell for appointments of a chief observer. So in this case, it was me that was proposed and then appointed by the Vice President to be chief observer in Lesotho. Of course, they propose, and then the appointment is made on the basis of experience and also participation to electoral observation missions and on the basis of knowing what an electoral process is.
You participated in quite a few election observers. We are talking Tajikistan, Tanzania, Gabon, to mention a few. How has it been? Are there any mutual challenges, mutual interest, or it differs according to the individuals as country governance?
Yeah, we actually, the European Union in the last 22 years organized 160 electoral observation missions over more than 60 countries. I think Lesotho is country number 61. And we work according to international standards, so we don't really can compare different elections because any election is unique. Every region, every country has its own history, its own situation. So there's no way of make comparisons. So we are happy and excited to be here for the first time. So this election will be the milestone for the Kingdom of Lesotho, but not comparisons with other countries because every country is absolutely unique.
All right. I was about to ask that EU and Lesotho partnership dates as back as 1976, but this is the first time EU sends election observers mission to Lesotho. Is it because of the invitation by the Lesotho government, or is there any special interest?
Well, as I was saying, this is the first electoral observation mission, so it's a milestone in relation that exists since a long time. And the procedure works more or less like this. There is a invitation from the government, so the government of Lesotho sent an invitation to the European Union, and the European Union sent an exploratory mission to the country 6 months ago in March. The exploratory mission reported back that the mission here was feasible, advisable, and useful. So after that, there was the process of appointment, and here we are for the mission. The interest is always in human rights and democracy, and is the same everywhere in the world. So we always are concerned on international standards, human rights and democracy. So that's the procedure.
Yesterday, you officially launched the EU EOM to Lesotho, and I have deployed over, in fact, 22 observers, 11 teams, meaning 2 in each district. What are their main tasks?
Yes, yesterday we launched the mission. There are 22 long-term observers. There are experienced people that participated to many electoral observation missions all around the world. The groups are deployed in all the 10 districts of the country, and are made of on a gender balance, so 1 man and 1 woman, and there are people that will be for
you're quite particular in terms of balancing the
we're very concerned normally on the gender balance, but I mean, these people for the Lesotho people will be someone they can talk, they can refer to. They will be everywhere. So 22 long-term observers all around the country for 6 weeks. But there will be more people because the whole mission will be composed of about 80 80 observers during election week, and this means that for the people who are concerned about the election, about election matters, they can meet these guys. You will meet it. We will meet them. They will be around with the flag of European Union on their clothes. So you can. They need to talk, understand. So if you meet them, just and you want to tell them something, just do it. They're there for this.
It's quite a busy time now, and politicians are busy campaigning for the elections. So it's busybody now. So will they be participating also in campaigns overseeing what is happening?
Absolutely. I mean, our process, our job is to observe everything. Of course, from an impartial point of view, but between our tasks, of course, there is the fact of looking at the rallies, looking at everything that is related with the electoral process. Of course, I mean, we do it in an independent and impartial way, but there is a need to understand from political actors and all stakeholders of the election what is going on, if the process is smooth, and if everything meets the international standards we refer to.
I understand in due course you'll also be reinforcing your teams with short-term observers.
Yeah, this is what I was referring before. I mean, we have 22 people deployed around the 10 districts now, so that they will observe the whole process for a longer term. But we have 30 more short-term observers that will be here for the election week, and there will be also delegation of colleagues of mine, so members of the European Parliament, more staff that will join us during election week, and some diplomatic representative from the member state also will be part of the mission. So in the all, we're talking about 80 observers that in a country with the size of the Kingdom of Lesotho is a good number to be almost everywhere and talk to as many people that we can.
Compared to other countries you've been to in Africa, in terms of the geographical location, what do you make of Lesotho?
I mean, as I was saying before, we don't make comparison because every country is quite unique. But I mean, Lesotho is a very beautiful country with very beautiful landscapes. We are trying to cover all different areas. So from the urban areas where there's more population, to the small villages and to the rural areas. So we will try to be everywhere in order to have a very complete and precise assessment on the electoral process and on the outcome of elections.
Lesotho have had peaceful elections quite in few years back, and surely this one will also be peaceful, though there had been some snap elections between now and then. What do you expect in these elections? Because I think people are now opening their eyes. There's quite been there are numerous, in fact, quite a number of political parties involved, and meaning the elections will be broad. They are small, they are big parties. What do you expect?
Well, we don't judge and we don't expect things. We just observe. Of course, we hope that everything will be peaceful, everything will be fine and smooth, but we are here just to observe the process, and what we can say about it. If we can say something about the process, we can only say that after or with preliminary, we actually will come with a preliminary statement, but only after the election day. So 2 days after the election day, we will have the first, the first statements, which will be preliminary. But during the process, we normally don't judge and can't say anything, because we are in the process of observing, gathering information, receiving from all the districts and different areas observation from the observers. So we are in the process, but of course we hope that everything will be fine.
So there won't be any report prior elections?
No. We don't. As I was mentioning, we will have a press conference after 2 days after the election, so on Sunday the 9th, and that will be the moment where we will have the first statements, which will be partial one, because we have to wait for the end of all the electoral processes to come out with a final statement, final report.
Obviously, we'll be having a new government after the elections, and I understand that EU has been helping Lesotho in quite a few projects, and the relations is quite good, and even during the reforms, EU has been quite helpful. And then, what are you going to do with the reports after being released? Are you going to sit down with the new government, advise where it is needed, maybe also try to also renew the relations?
Well, something important to say is that we have a delegation here. We have a mission which was in the country, is in the country, and will be here in the country. So the partnership, the relation has worked during the years and will be working. Our job is just to observe the state about elections. So when we will have the final report, the final report normally contains some recommendations that will be a useful tool for the European Union delegation that will be here working together with the new government, and we're sure that this is a way to strengthen a partnership that is already existing and working, and we hope that the relations will be always better. So the electoral process and the final report will probably be a useful tool to strengthen relations.
Is your team also going to reach the quite hard to reach places, because due to geographical locations, Lesotho has those places that are very difficult to reach?
Yeah, the fact of having many observers all around the different districts allow us to cover, I can't say all the country, but at least most of it. So our aim is to go really everywhere, to every single village, and try to cover all the different places, also the more remote areas. So this is the goal. I think we have enough people to do so. So we are quite confident we can be eyes and ears. We can have eyes and ears everywhere in the Mountain Kingdom.
Is there any team Lesotho that is helping you guys?
Well, of course, I mean, we work independently, but there will be local observers also during the election, and other international actors. Well, I can't say helping, but definitely cooperating, and I'm surely seeing that there is a very cooperative environment here in Lesotho, which is a good thing.
I want to believe that other international organizations will also be sending their observer missions to Lesotho. Are you going to work hand in hand with them, or everything will be just independent?
Everyone is absolutely independent. We stick to international standards that are normally the same standards that are used to other international organizations. Of course, I mean, if we meet on the ground, we try to cooperate, but everyone is carrying on his work and will come out with his observation or recommendation, which are different and based on the different methodology. We have a methodology that has been carried on for 22 years, and so we are trying to use that. And by experience, I was saying that we participated to 160 election, so we deployed the 160 election observation mission, and this gives us some good experience. We have a very good expertise in the team, and a methodology that election by election is always getting stronger and better.
All right. So from yesterday till the elections, that means you'll all be busy. We're not going to be seeing you. Meaning we'll have to meet maybe after the elections.
Well, we will be around. So we will be in Maseru, in the Urbania. We will be meeting all the stakeholders. So we've been doing that in the last weeks. We will be doing this in the next weeks, and after the election, until the process will be completed, so that we can have a final complete statement.
All right, Dr. Corrao, thank you so much for your time, and good luck on your assignments and your team.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
You're welcome, Dr. All right.